Good evening, everyone. How are you today? All right. So, welcome to At America. We are the U.S. Embassy American Center here in Indonesia. This is the place for everyone to learn more about United States. And first, hi everyone. My name is Mayriska Putri, your e-guide for today's section. Our event for today is in partnership with Metropolitan Toastmaster Club with the title Speech That Wins Hearts. Give a round of applause. And now, before we start our event for today, we have trivia quiz for all of you who join us via online platform. And the question is it true or false? One of the steps to make your speech engaging is to connect emotionally with your audience during speech. Please submit your answer to our social media platform, and if you can guess it correctly, you will get live shout out from us in the end of this event. And now, to begin the session, I will pass to the Metropolitan Toastmaster Club. Please welcome Kak Lisbeth.
Thank you to our beloved e-guide, Mariska. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, thank you. I'm so happy because tonight I see all the happy faces here. Even though outside is still running, but thank you for all of you guys that already spare your time to come here to join the Toastmaster meeting, especially in Metropolitan Toastmaster. Okay, before we go to introduce a bit about the Toastmaster, I wanna ask, is anybody newcomer tonight? No, not you, it's already 3 years old. Please raise your hand if you are the newcomer or first timer, come to this meeting. 1, 2, 3, or 3% or 4? Okay, quite okay, a lot. Okay, yeah, 4% newcomer. Welcome to the Metropolitan Toastmaster. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Lisbeth. I'm a secretary of Metropolitan Toastmaster. Yes, okay. But before next, I wanna ask one volunteer maybe come to the stage first to introduce their self. Maybe just a quick chit chat. So don't worry, I will not bite. Anybody want to be a volunteer? Volunteer? Or yeah, soon to be Toastmaster. I pick or I should pick. The lady maybe. Funny, soon to be Toastmaster. Funny, would you come to the stage? Just a quick chit chat. Yes. Yes, a big. Okay, give big round of applause for soon to be Toastmaster. Okay. Yeah. Okay, because already asked her name just now. Okay. Okay, may you introduce yourself and then how you know about tonight meeting? Yeah. Oh, wait, I'll give you. Yes. Thanks. Check. Yeah, just a bit. What is your name? Where you come from, and how do you know about this meeting tonight? Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Let me introduce myself. I'm sorry if my English is not good at all.
Don't worry, it's okay.
I come to this place because I'm so excited to 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 study about public speaking and English. Okay, I come from Bogor.
Oh.
I work at West Jakarta in Grogol. I'm so excited. After work, I come to this place to explore my.
Capability, right? Okay.
Yes.
So how do you know about tonight meeting? Maybe by Instagram or how?
Yes.
By Instagram.
From Instagram.
At America or Metropolitan Toastmaster? Yeah, same.
First I saw Jakarta Toastmasters.
Oh, okay.
Then I found
Found the Metropolitan.
Metropolitan.
Oh, okay, welcome.
Gitu.
So.
And at America.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, at America. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe the last question, do you have any expectation maybe from our meeting tonight, or maybe uh, do you want to learn something about, do you have some kind of expectation that you will learn about tonight meetings?
Okay. Uh,
Public speaking maybe.
public speaking and English.
Oh,
It,
yeah.
apa ya?
It's okay. Public speaking, English,
Learn
communication.
learn English and public speaking.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Fanny.
Yeah.
Please give big round of applause for soon-to-be Toastmaster Fanny. Okay, ladies are ready, and I want to ask one gentleman maybe up there. Would you like to come to the stage? Yes, please give big round of applause for the gentleman there. Yes. Okay. Okay, I will pass the mic first.
Okay. Hello.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good.
Oh, that's great. Okay, let me introduce myself for all to you. My name is Fajrullah, and then you can call me Fajrul. Yeah, I came from Brebes. Yeah, ngapak person.
Jatim,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's a
Brebes.
Central Java.
Oh, Central Java.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Central
Yeah,
Java.
I came here just by suddenly
Okay.
because I invited my friends
Okay.
on there. His name is Mas Hendrik.
Okay.
Yep. I just strolling around on Pacific Place,
Okay.
but he told me if in this place any place who can if we come here we can studying about America or anything.
Anything.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sorry because my English is not fluent.
It's
Okay. Yeah,
Me too, me too.
I'm still learning about English, and yeah, I'm a journalist. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
a
wow.
journalist. So I have many things client from our narasumber. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I don't know the English. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I have many project from
Maybe.
Indian
Oh.
people from Indian and yeah from luar negeri.
Okay, from the
Yes.
outside. Yes, okay.
Okay.
So,
So?
do you have any expectation maybe by joining this meeting tonight?
To be honest, it's nothing, but
Okay.
I want to get something a new insight from
Okay.
this. Yeah, to I learning something about, of course, about America.
At America.
Yep.
Okay. Especially because we are not right now in Metropolitan Toastmaster event.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you
Okay.
so
Thank
much.
you, Toastmaster. Soon to be Toastmaster. Fajril. Okay. 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 Give big round of applause for soon to be Toastmaster Fajrul. Okay. Hope all of you guys can enjoy tonight meeting, because tonight is actually not like the regular one. We will have a very special session for tonight, but later will be explained more. Like, I will not spoil it right now. Okay. Next, okay, I will explain a bit about Toastmaster, because some of us is still the newcomer. Okay, what is a Toastmaster Internationalist? Toastmaster is a non-profit educational organization. Actually, we are building the confidence. We also learn about the teaching of public speaking and also leadership skill. As you know, the Toastmaster actually is not only here. We are all around the world, and we have 270,000 members, and also in 14,000 clubs in more than 150 countries. Quite big, right? Okay, next. Why Metropolitan Toastmaster? Because in Metropolitan Toastmaster, actually we learn about the communication and public speaking, which will be focusing in our confidence, also in our personal growth. But don't worry, you will not be alone. If you are become a member of the Metropolitan Toastmaster, of course you will be facilitated with the mentorship and also evaluation. So you not just learn self-learning only, but you will be mentored and also will be evaluated also with the evaluator. And by all of this activity, of course, we want to build a positive and supportive community globally. And the most special, actually, Metropolitan Toastmaster have the collaboration with Ad America. Please give a big round of applause with Ad America. Yes, thank you. And if you see the last line, have fun, go Mets, actually that's our tagline, or maybe we call it like jargon, yeah, slogan. Yeah, if I say have fun, you should answer it with full energy with go Mets. Okay, go Mets, like that, okay, not go Mets, no, okay. Okay, let's try one, right? But just I would make it only once, but make sure with your full energy. Okay? Have fun? Okay, thank you. Next slide. Okay, will be a bit more technical actually. Pathway learning. Actually, this is what will you get if you become a member in Metropolitan Toastmaster. Not only Metropolitan, actually in Toastmaster lah, member. So if you see, there's a 6 pathway learning, like dynamic leadership, engaging humor. Actually, this is like a major in university. So let's say, if you want to learn more about the leadership, to know more about what the fundamental of the leadership also, how to be a good leader, you can choose the pathway dynamic leadership. Okay, and let's say if you want to be a stand-up comedian, right? In here also will be provided with the engaging humor pathway. So you will know about the basic as per your objective, your purpose in one. Why do you want to learn about the public speaking? But I will not explain all the 6 pathway. Later will be explained more by our VPE. If you ask us after meeting, maybe, if you're interested, become our member, just ask any ESCO, right here. Okay, next. Okay, actually this meeting and Metropolitan Toastmaster is not run automatically. We have a person, we have a team behind this meeting and behind the Metropolitan Toastmaster. We have the gorgeous Madam President, Toastmaster Nikki. Yes, please, he was there. And also, Vice President of Education. She's the one that maybe will be master in our education learning, pathway learning that I mentioned just now, Toastmaster Sylvie. But unfortunately, she's in the way, maybe, right? Okay. And Vice President of Membership, if you want asking about how to be a member, and then what is the benefit if I become a member, you can ask the Toastmaster Wilson. Okay, they were, see, he was there, okay, in the up, okay. And Vice President of Public Relations, Toastmaster Yosakim, he is in charge of our social media, right? So just contact him by social media, okay. Next, our treasurer, Toastmaster Wina, but unfortunately, she cannot come today. And I'm Elizabeth as secretary, and Olis as our surgeon at arms. Hi, Olis, he was there. And Nadila as education committee, but unfortunately she cannot come today. And also we have another surgeon at arms, Toastmaster Hans. Yes. And our immediate past president, Toastmaster Albert, but unfortunately, yes, still cannot come. Okay, that's the opening from me. I hope all of us can enjoy the session. Later, we'll be explain more about the session. Will be by the Toastmaster of the meeting, and I will opening tonight meeting officially with gavel and knocking this gavel 3 times. Yeah, I will pass over the control to Toastmaster Trisha. Please come to the stage. Okay.
Have fun? Okay, I think we can get the energy running up a little higher, nee folks, okay? So I'm gonna say have fun, and I wanna see all of you guys here in the audience say, go Mets, okay? Are we ready? One more time, everyone. Have fun? Go Mets! Okay, let's give a round of applause to every single one of us. Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Trisha, and as Toastmaster Lisbeth has introduced me already, I will be the Toastmaster of the meeting for today's meeting. But I won't be here for long. I am just going to be bridging to our main session, which is going to be very interesting. Now, this is not like our regular meetings. Usually we have prepared speakers and also a table topic session where guests are able to come on stage and also try out a speech. But for today, we're going to be learning more about public speaking from two of our experienced speakers, which I will not say too much about. The moderator is going to be doing her job. But for those who are guests, the ones that have come here for the first time, you guys get to learn what exactly is public speaking and what are the fundamentals and the steps for you to become a great public speaker. So in here, we are all here to learn. And if you guys would like to ask some questions about, okay, some things that might not be clear or anything on the above that will be mentioned later in the session, you can ask in the Q&A, all right? So get your pens and papers up because we're gonna be having a very educational session today, all right? Okay, so the theme of today's meeting is speech that wins hearts. Now, a speech that wins hearts, what is it that you guys can imagine? What is the topic that wins hearts? Can I maybe have one person that comes up on stage, or maybe not come up on stage? You guys can just raise your hand. What's a speech that you think is engaging? Like one word, anything. Anyone, perhaps? Okay, I think everyone is still a little confused here. What exactly is a speech? Families, okay, anything personal, right? So we're going to be learning more about that, and it will also be for the agenda of next year. For those who are members, there will also be a Toastmasters competition that will be held next year. So for all of you guys who would like to learn more about how to win hearts with your speeches, then this is the time. All right, so without further ado, I will now be introducing the moderator for today's meeting, who is going to lead the educational session for today, and that is none other than our president, Toastmaster Nikki. Toastmaster Nikki, please come on stage.
Thank you very much, our lovely Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Trisha. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Have fun? All right, thank you very much. So today I have the biggest pleasure and honor to be the moderator of tonight's Edusession. As mentioned by our moderator, tonight we will learn from two of our experienced speakers. Now, the theme, as you have seen, would be the speech that wins hearts. And as also mentioned, this is an excellent opportunity for both guests and members. For members, this is the stellar opportunity for everyone to prepare yourselves for the contest that will be upcoming next year, specifically in January. So please listen well to these contests. They joined contests and they advanced further, so please listen to them. Note down the important points and also ask some questions. For guests as well, first-timers, this is as well an opportunity to learn from the both of them how to be an inspiring, engaging public speaker. And actually, before I invite these two speakers on stage, could you please go back one slide, please? Right, this is how we will do it. We will do not keynote speech. It will be an interview, a question and answer between me and the speakers. It will be quite casual. But for the questions, please save your questions because we also will have the Q&A session at the very end. At that time, please use the opportunity to ask any questions that you will have for your own learning opportunity. All right, that should be it from me. Now, I would be introducing and welcoming to the stage two of our esteemed panelists for today. We have Toastmaster Garda, and we also have Toastmaster Wilson. Next, please. Now, first of all, before I welcome our first esteemed speaker, let me read out his credentials.
we have Toastmaster Garda Widi Nuraga, and he was the club president from 2021 to 2022 of SCVD Toastmaster Club. And then he also placed third in the District 87 evaluation contest in 2022. And he also won the first place in both table topics and Pidato Bahasa at Division I in 2025. So, without further ado, please give a round of big applause for our first panelist, Toastmaster Garda. Good evening. All right. Pleasure to meet you too. Please have a seat first, and then we will be commencing soon. All right. Next, we also have another great speaker on the roster. We will welcome together Toastmaster Wilson Lawden, and he was, there we go. He currently serves as Metropolitan Toastmaster as Vice President of Membership during 2025 to 2026 term. He previously led as Division B Director from the year 24 to 25 and was the District Table Topic Champions of 2023. Right, everybody please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Wilson to the stage. Good evening. Glad to have you there. All right. All right, then without further ado, we can start. Let me hand you over the mics. Be careful with the chair. There we go. All right, how are you two tonight?
Great. Nervous as well. How about you?
I'm feeling wonderful and fantastic. Thank you so much for asking, Toastmaster Nikki.
Thank you very much for sparing your time here tonight. And don't worry, don't be nervous, even though you have two glaring photos there. I
Indeed.
promise this will be semi-casual, semi-formal. But at the very end, the objective of today is for us all to learn how to deliver wonderful speeches. So we really want to learn from you, let's say. Okay, so before we start, maybe in Indonesia, tak kenal maka tak sayang, right? I have introduced a little bit about yourself, but could you give a short introduction from the both of you to the audience? Maybe from Toastmaster Garda?
So have a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, for all members and also soon-to-be members of Toastmasters. My name is Garda. As you see my, large picture over there, just mind, just don't mind about the picture. Just look at us here on the stage. Okay, so I'm a member in SCBD Toastmasters Club, and as usual in SCBD Toastmasters, we always greet with "Happy morning."
Happy morning.
Yeah, that's a bit about me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Garda. Glad to have you here. Toastmaster Wilson?
Hi, have fun?
Go Mets!
Thanks very much. So my name is Wilson. I currently serve as the VP membership of Metropolitan Toastmasters Club, the current club. And there were some gaps that I leave intentionally behind because I'm about to share it with you myself. So before I begin my journey as Division B Director, I was also this club's president back in 2023 to 2024. And not only did I win the table topic speech championship in division area, the previous years I was also competing in prepared speech, but unfortunately I did not win in division, so I only won at the area. But hopefully that this year I would also be able to return to the competition. And before that, I would really love to share with you my thoughts about competition as well as speech in general. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Toastmaster Wilson, for the warm introduction. Now, off to our topic for today. I believe the both of you are champions in the competition, which make you, if I can say, an expert in delivering speech, or more experienced than most people, if I can say. So the first question that on behalf of everyone I would like to ask, and that ties to our theme as well, what do you think make a speech win the audience's heart? So what do you think makes a speech wins hearts, basically? We from Toastmaster Wilson this time?
Okay. So I've been embarking on my second pathway. In Toastmasters, we have pathways, right? In order for us to learn and deliver speeches and projects. And my second pathway is engaging humor, one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult. So what I learned about engaging humor is that if you want to win audience's hearts, then your speech must be personal. So personal means that it has to come from your own experience. And when it comes to your own experience, it is unique because no one else could replicate the message that you're trying to deliver. Messages are generally universal, so I get it that some people want to just deliver someone else's story and combine with their own message. But if you want to win hearts, it has to come from you. It means that no matter how universal a message is, as long as the story behind the message is from your own experience, I think it will definitely resonate with the audience's hearts. So in conclusion, I believe that a speech that wins hearts is a speech that comes within your heart. It is your own experience, it is your own message, and you deliver it in such a way that you want to share your experience with other people. You don't want to, you don't just want to teach people. You genuinely just want to share. You just want to, how to say it, tell a story to the people, and there is a message that you can share alongside the story that you're trying to give. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Wow. So in public speaking, I think that's a very interesting reminder that everything we do, everything we share, it has to be personal, right? Excellent. Professor Garda?
I was in awe listening to what Toastmaster Wilson just mentioned about how could a speech would engage to someone else's life, for instance. And I totally agree with what Toastmaster Wilson just mentioned about how can a speech touch someone else's heart and also engaging to some extent about it. To me personally, it has, other than adding to what Toastmaster Wilson already mentioned, is that it has to be something that is really authentic about who you are as a person. And not only that, it can be something that you can put someone else to be in your shoes. We all come with different kinds of stories. We all come with, different background and also experiences. To me personally, every speech or every story has its own authenticity. And that kind of authenticity always captures one's heart, if not all. And that, to me, when you are able to capture one's heart, believe me, that is already perfect. Because that one's heart that could be captured could be also spread to other people who listens to your story. So if you're able to put someone else to be in your shoes, when you deliver that kind of story, when you share that kind of story, that already wins someone else's heart.
Wow. So authenticity and also being personal is the key to win hearts, right? If I can ask a little bit, actually, maybe some of us here would think that, oh, I don't have anything interesting in my life to tell. I just wake up, go to the office. Any 9 to 5 people here? Office workers? See, quite a few, right? So we kind of live in a routine, right? Wake up, go to work, go home, watch Netflix perhaps, and then go to sleep, right? So nothing really interesting. How do you make a story, a speech that's, that's personal and yet interesting at the same time then? Like any of you,
Okay, thank
any
you
of
so
you
much.
can go first, no worries.
Well, just like what I mentioned and what I just said, that every story, regardless of its, how boring it could be, because boring is something subjective, We can perceive it as boring, but for someone else, it might not be as boring as we thought it to be. So whatever kind of routine that you already have on your daily basis, be it as a 9 to 5 worker, for instance, or as someone who just, runs their own business, for instance, there can always something that other people can learn from your routine or your story. So it doesn't have to be, what we call it as selling sad story to others. But whatever comes from within, just like what Toastmaster Wilson said, whatever comes from within, whatever kind of story that you put your heart into it, and also you can tell other people with your heart out of it, I do believe, and I'm a firmly believer, that your story matters most. And every single word that comes out of your mouth can change someone else's life.
Definitely agree with you, Toastmaster Garda. I was really amazed when you said that no matter what background you came from, whether or not you are a 9 to 5 worker, or you own your own business, or you're a freelance, there is always a story that you can share with other people. For me, before I express my interest in contests, I usually thought to myself, why are people sharing their personal stories to other people? I think especially for Asian people, sharing our personal story is like sharing our bad sides, sharing our weaknesses to other people. However, when I started doing that, I realized that when I was able to deliver a story of my own, it means that I have moved on from that experience. So, what is it that you experience in life that you got the message and you're ready to share? I think if you learn how to document those stories in your heart and you share it with other people, it means that you have learned a great deal from the experience that you have just got. And while you're sharing that, not only are you benefiting yourself, you're expressing that you have already moved on, but you could also share your learning to other people who may want to get to that side. So, for example, you just lost someone important. Not everyone is going to lose someone important early in their life. But if you have moved on from that, you share with us how you deal with the grief and how you personally finish that challenge. It could help people, you can help people formulate their own strategy to do that. Because we can always ask ChatGPT or watch YouTube videos for everything, but those lack personalities. Those are just theories, and there is no authenticity in that. So, quoting Toastmaster Garda said, authenticity is really important, and it comes especially from your side of the story. No matter how universal your message is, as long as it comes from your story, it will be authentic, it will be engaging, and it will certainly, like you said, change someone else's life. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Please give a big round of applause for two of our speakers. I think the thing that really resonates even for me and hopefully for everyone here is maybe not only in public speaking, not only in contests, even in everyday life, when we want to tell a story, you want to persuade or negotiate with somebody, authenticity and being personal comes first. Right, and yes, please do not copy and paste from ChatGPT, guys. Be personal, all right? Okay, now that is a more general question. On to the second question. This would probably be more relatable for our members that might be joining the contest or competition next year. So I would like to ask, what tips and tricks that helped you personally to craft your winning speeches? So any tips, any tricks for your winning speech? So maybe we can start from Toastmaster Garda, who just won his speech last year, right? I think.
Technically, I think this year, yeah.
Oh, this
year.
year, still
Okay,
this year.
so just a little bit background. I already mentioned by our moderator that this year I had the opportunity to compete in the Toastmasters speech contest, and I was grateful enough for advancing into the district level, competing with other fellow Toastmaster members from East Malaysia and also Brunei Darussalam, as well as our fellow members from Indonesia. And I was competing for the table topics, which is the impromptu speech, and also for the pidato bahasa or pidato dipersiapkan. It was in Bahasa Indonesia. We also have that in Toastmasters. So what really, some tips and tricks that really helped me, writing my own, I would not say the winning speech, but I would say that speech that is my authentic speech. At that time, this is not the tips or tricks that could be applied on everyone else, because you might not be you might not believe what I would say in a few seconds, because honestly, from my club contest and also area to division, even for the district level at that time, months ago, I did not completely write about my speech. The idea came in when I was in the restroom. So there was an old saying: the restroom is always the best place to get an inspiration, right? I believe that some of you, if not all, would do that as well. But to me personally, the idea came in when I was just having my own time in the restroom, and I was thinking about something about life in general, but something about the speech contest itself came across my mind. And at that time, I was really, looking back at my personal life, the ups and downs that I've gone through, especially in the past few years, all of the experiences that made me the person I am today is something that I believe that is really authentic. Just like what I mentioned, that everyone, regardless of your daily routine, there is always something, if not most, things in your life that can inspire others to do better for themselves. So whenever I try to make a draft about my speech, I just, jot down and also write any kinds of ideas in bullets. And when I try to elaborate about that, I didn't really need that much on how to make what you said as a winning speech. Because essentially, to me personally, a speech that really captures someone else's heart is actually something that really, there's a soul in it. And with my experience, I think that what you need to do is just look at yourself. What kinds of experiences that made you the person you are today? What kinds of struggles, achievements, any sets of goals that you have encountered in life that made you the person you are today? Because whenever I see you and the audience and looking at the person sitting next to you, I can see two different sides of the story. And those stories of yours are actually okay to be shared with. So whether or not you are already compelled with your story, whether or not you are already, capturing someone else's heart with your speech, it doesn't matter if you not put your soul or your heart into it. And how to put that? Exactly from your life experiences. And probably just add a little bit, I still remember the first time I joined my club, my contest in 2021. Yeah, in 2021, 4 years ago, when I was still a member at that time. I had an issue with my my personal life at that time, especially with my relationship, with the relationship with my parents, and I put that into the story. And looking back at that time, I knew exactly how I was nurtured and how I grew up from that experience. And what truly made me feel more grateful is that it's not about the trophy that I received when I won the contest, but it was from another fellow member that approached me personally and said, "Thank you, Toastmaster Garda, for sharing that kind of speech," because that was exactly what I felt with my own life. And that inspired me to improve my relationship better with my family. I didn't think of that, to be completely honest. But it turns out when you put your soul, when you are being authentic with your own life, with your own story that can be shared with many people watching you and listen to what you are going to share with, it is going to be really wonderful that every word coming out from your mouth can change someone else's life. I think that's to me.
All right, wow. Please give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Garda. Thank you for teaching us to pour our hearts and soul into whatever we share. I think that's also how I try to craft my speech, and that thing works best, right? Rather than like looking for inspiration outwards, I think we should look inwards instead. All right, I couldn't agree more. Toastmaster Wilson, anything to share?
Well, I definitely relate. There is a house in a house. So when we arrive to our house, we don't really feel at home until we go to the toilet. And to be honest with you, I definitely agree with you, Garda, that if we want to make a speech that wins hearts, we don't really have to mention something grand like our achievements, like our trophies, like our, you know, grand achievements. It just have to be something that made us the way we are right now. I think most of us agree that we have had life-changing moments. And those life-changing moments weren't exactly when we got a lot of money, or we got a very good job, or when we graduated from high school. But something much more fundamental For example, I used to have a bad habit of not socializing with people. But when I joined this organization, I learned how to speak, I learned how to communicate, and I also learned how to express myself in front of public. Now, that is not an achievement, nor is that an investment. But when I share this story of mine to other people, many people gave me an applause, they thanked me for the story, because they thought that my story inspired them to join the organization as well as learn how to do public speaking. So I think all of you have these stories that you think is not really important. What use is it for me to share this story? I think this is a stupid story. I think this is not important. But trust me, if that story changes the way you live, then it is very important for you to share. Now, there are people who are already there, and when they want to express it in speech, they struggle. So I will give you 3 tips. First, for beginners, I realized that most people don't know how to close their speech. For me, you have to work backwards. We have the opening body and closing, right, in a speech. For me, I usually work from the closing first. What kind of message do I want to share? And if I already know, then I work to the body. What kind of story that matches the message? Now, this is an interchangeable part because at one point I felt that, okay, I want to tell this, I want to share this message. And when I determined that this story will be suitable, at some point I realized that, that if I want to tell my story this way, then my message shouldn't be this way. So we can just reiterate the process over and over again until we find that sweet spot. And after that, then we go to the opening. So number 2 is, there are 2 parts of a speech that I think is important. First is the structure, second is the message. If you don't have a structure, people will not understand. So if you are delivering a speech, go back to the basics, very basic. You don't need to deliver a high performance call to action or a very, very punchy opening. You just need to go to the basics. Opening, body, closing. That's it. That is the structure of every winning speech from 1990s to today, if you watch the World Championship of Public Speaking. And last but not least, I want to reiterate your point, just be authentic. No need to use other people's stories, just use our own, and use my method, which is to work from the closing first, the message that you want to share, and then you go to the story, and then you go to the opening. So I think that's the 3 tips that I could give you. First of all is to work from the opening first, the closing first, the message that you want to share. Second is to make sure that your speech has a structure. Most common is opening, body, and closing. And third, no need to look for the inspiration outwards, just look from your inside. Thank you.
Wow, everyone, please make sure to write those 3 tips down, because I think even though I've been here in Toastmaster for 2 years, I still kind of forget that. Sometimes, I don't know, like how many people here usually think, like craft their speech from the beginning. I usually do that, like beginning, body, and end.
Yes.
But that's such an interesting way to think, right? So message first, what is the message for the audience, and then work backwards, I would say, right? All right. Then talking about the audience, actually. So I really agree with you both saying that we have to be authentic, right? We have to deliver a message to the audience. But the tricky part is here, if I can see here from the audience, for example, we are a mix of every generations, let's say, right? Gen X, Gen Z, Gen Y. I don't know if there's any Gen Alphas here. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Gen Zs or maybe even older, younger. It's a melting pot, right? How do you ensure that not only for the members, right, for everyone in our public speaking journey, how do you ensure that your message can clearly be captured by the audience? Maybe this time Toastmaster Wilson first? All right.
Okay. So your question was basically about how to make sure that the audience that we are facing, a mixture of old people and young people, can all relate to our story. Now, not to burst your bubble, but first, that is impossible. There will be some parts in your speech that does not relate to the old people, and vice versa. There will be some parts in your speech that does not relate to the young people. And I would like to share with you that mastering public speaking is not about speaking better in front of public. For me, after 5 years of journey in Toastmasters, it's about how you are able to converse in front of the people. So imagine this. when you talk to people, you have some kind of technique that you have. For example, you like to talk about specific topics. For example, if I were to talk with people of my age, I would like to talk about games because that's usually what we do. And when we talk about with other older people, we usually want to talk about life or children or job because that's what older people do, make sure that their life is secured. When we talk to younger people, we want to talk about school life, something that is exciting. No matter what, there is going to be a red line that ties between all of these three topics. The technique that we use to talk to other people, the conversation. So what I learned from public speaking is that it's not about how to become a more confident speaker. It's not about how to become a better speaker, but it's all about how to be able to treat your audience as if you're talking to them one by one. How to make your speech much more conversational. Because when you make it conversational, it is much more engaging. You don't need to use hard words, hard sentences, poetic sentences, no need. All you need to do is to talk to them like how you talk to other people. And when you do that, you will definitely relate to all of them. Because in my experience, once I use poetic structures, punchlines that you often hear from stand-up comedies, that didn't really connect with people. But once I talked to the audience, I was sharing my own weaknesses. I was sharing my own blunders. And some sentences that I did not plan made them laugh. It's much like when you gossip with other people. When you talk at some part of your story, something will be funny to them, even though you don't know. And that is what I learned. If you want to engage with other people, don't treat them like just an audience. You have to treat them like your talking partner. So your speech has to be simple and conversational so that they will understand you more. Because back to my point, if you want to make an engaging speech, you have to make it simple and engaging. And to make it, in order to achieve that, yeah, you have to make your speech simpler, like that. I think you can add more because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right. Okay.
Conversational. That was conversation.
Exactly.
All right. That's a good example. All right. Sorry, Mr. Garda.
Yeah, I would totally agree with what Wilson just said. That adding to what Wilson already expressed about how to make it more personal, also make it engaging to others. Well, I myself, as millennials, I might not be familiar with what Gen Z tells on a daily basis, but I believe adding to what Toastmaster Wilson just said earlier is that you need to be comfortable with who you are and what you said. Because in order to make it more conversational, in order to make it more personal, and in order to make people understand and also captures the essence of your message, they can sense it. They can feel it, whether or not you are telling true or you are telling fake. And how to make it different or how to distinguish it one from another, you need to be more comfortable with every single word that you say. I will not be able to understand how are you going to deliver it, but you can tell with your eyes, with your gesture, also with your words, whether or not you are comfortable with you are saying or you are delivering. And completing to what Wilson also mentioned about the tips and tricks and also, how to make it more conversational, I would share about these two things that might be applicable to everyone. It's not the extraterrestrial. If you notice the E.T., right? E.T. movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm old. Okay.
Oh, I know it. No worries. I know.
Okay, you know it. Maybe it's because I noticed the facial expression. I was like, E.T., what is E.T.?
They should rewatch it. It's a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah, it's from 1982. See, I'm old. Well, okay. So E.T. is not extraterrestrial, but it's expose and try. In order to make you, just like what Wilson, to reiterate what Wilson mentioned about understanding about the Gen Z, understanding about different kinds of generations, you need to expose yourself to them. Expose yourself with any kinds of information, any knowledgeable part that you can grasp and also digest. And by doing that, it also adds and broadens your knowledge as well. So then you know exactly what to say. You know exactly what to deliver because you already grasp that information. You already expose yourself to that ideas. It doesn't matter whether or not you master that ideas or information, but as long as you know that, oh, this is something that is really relatable on a daily basis, for example, that can also win someone else's heart, for instance. And in addition to exposing yourself to that, you need to try. We have been talking about the tips, tricks, techniques, so on and so forth, but it will be useless if you don't try. Try it with your colleague. Try with your own self by talking in front of the mirror, for example. You can record yourself. It's not a crazy idea, talking to oneself in front of the mirror, because sometimes a seasoned speaker also do that. They record themselves by, looking at themselves in the mirror and also, basically practice on daily basis. By trying out, you will instantly know what went wrong, and you will get to learn what could be fixed or improved. Because just like what Toastmaster always teaches us is that this is a safe place for you to make mistakes. This is a safe place for everyone to learn from your old habit. And by doing that, right now, you're exposing yourself to us, not the three of us, but to the topics. Like for the first timer, we have guests coming from Brebes, coming from Bogor. You are exposing yourself to something new in your life. And my challenge to you, not a challenge, not a homework, but my hope to you is that you try it on your personal life after stepping out of this room. Try, and try. And by doing that, you're excelling yourself and stepping on a higher level. I think that's
Wonderful. Can we have a round of applause for these two amazing speakers? If I can summarize the key takeaways for everyone here, this is the time to take note, by the way, guys. From Toastmaster Wilson, I think we learned the 3 tips and tricks would be to start from where, guys? Beginning or closing? From the closing, right? Think of the message that you want to deliver. The second one is, sorry, what was that again?
Back to the basics.
Back to the basics, exactly. And the third one would be?
I also forgot.
What the?
No, it's about make it personal.
make it
Take it from your
personal.
personal story instead of looking outwards.
Right, this is our way to make it conversational, right? I would say. Right, so start with the closing, back to the basics, and then think about what makes your speech personal, right? And then from Toastmaster Garda, we also learned E.T., and watch the movie, guys. It's a legendary movie. E.T. here means expose and try. Expose yourself outside your comfort zone and try and try and try to enhance more of your public speaking. All right. Now, it is actually a stellar opportunity for everyone here, our friends, to try public speaking, because since I ran out of questions, we are going to our question and answer session now. As Toastmaster Garda mentioned, try to challenge yourself by asking questions to our esteemed panelists. Any questions are welcome. There's no stupid question. If you would like to ask, this is your opportunity. All right, so I will throw it to the floor for the questions. Anyone would like to ask? All right, we have one Toastmaster over there. Can you please pass it? Thank you. All right, could you please stand up and then introduce yourself, state your question, and to whom, yeah?
Hi, I am Mufid, and thank you so much, Toastmaster Garda and Toastmaster Wilson, for the very great topics. And I would like to ask about the theme, or because you both said repeatedly about telling personal stories. So, is it important to tell specific stories? Like, is it okay to tell any random personal story, or do we need to be specific to make a great speech on which part of our stories that should be told to everyone? So that's my question. Thank you.
Sorry, to whom are you asking this question? Both, okay. Two in one. All right, maybe from any of you who would like to start first?
Okay, Toastmaster Mufid, thank you very much for the question. Your question is it important to pinpoint a specific part of the personal story to make a great speech? For me, when we talk about spoken language, there are two things that come into mind. First is the story, and second is the message. And I think both of these are very important. They cannot be separated. Let's say we have the story and a message. We take out the story and we only have the message. That is called preaching. We have the story and we have the message. We take out the message, only the story, it's called gossiping. So, do you agree? Right? So exactly, if you want to make a speech, preaching makes you feel bored. Gossiping makes you feel awful. And in speeches, you don't want to make that happen. You don't want your audience to feel bad. So if you want to deliver a great speech, I think you have to have those two things, the story and the message. Because if you lose any of that one, it will turn badly for the audience. So you ask whether or not we need a specific message, and I say yes. We need specific parts of our story, because if we just touch the story of our life, we don't want to expose ourselves too much because we are afraid to break our image. Then people can sense, like Toastmaster Garda said, people can sense whether or not they are a seasoned speaker or not, whether or not you're being authentic or you're being fake. So the more specific you are, the more authentic you can be. And if you're being authentic, no matter how vulnerable you are in front of the audience, they will feel that you are a great person. Because showing our vulnerability in front of other people is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. Maybe you can add?
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Mufid, for the question, and thank you, Wilson, all for sharing about that. Well, now I'm trying to craft my own answer and also words. I might be standing on a different side at this moment. I agree with what Toastmaster Wilson said, and I also use that during my delivery, be it in the contest or also on other occasion. But sometimes the story or the message, to me, based on my personal experience, it won't be as specific as I expected. But what I want to share with you today is, if you think too hard on the story that you are going to share, it means you are going to a wrong direction. I repeat, if you think too hard on what kind of story or message that you want to deliver, that means you are going to a wrong direction. How is that so? Reiterating and also recapture my words of being authentic and how to put soul and heart into it. If you are comfortable with what you're saying or what you're delivering, and just also what Wilson mentioned, if you can be vulnerable in front of a big audience, it means that you don't need to think too hard on what kind of message that you want to share. Simply standing on the stage on any kinds of occasion and tell your story, no matter what kind of message, what kind of stories, what kind of values that you want to share. It is already a plus point because you want to share something. Now, as a matter of the technical part, it will be on the different side of the story. But when it comes to the specific message, just think directly. What comes across your mind at the first place, that would be usually the thing that you want to share. If that is not working, you might need to go to the restroom to find an inspiration. But yeah, that's from my side.
All right, thank you very much, Toastmaster Garda, Toastmaster Wilson, and Toastmaster Mufid. I hope that answers your question. All right, we will be opening the floor to another question. All right, we have the lady over there in blue that would like to ask.
Hello, my name is Ratu, and my questions will be for Toastmaster Garda and Toastmaster Wilson. Well, I don't have a lot of experience to talk in front of public, like a public speaking. So my questions will be like a basic questions: how to deal with the nervousness when we want to deliver a speech in front of people. So I heard that Toastmaster Garda is actually having a nervousness before, but he's still like delivering the speech very well. So excited for the tips of how to deal with those nervousness. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, can I have your name again?
Ratu.
Ratu. All right. Thank you very much, Ratu. And to the nervous looking Toastmaster Garda.
All right, thank you so much, Ratu, for the question. That is truly, relatable, and I totally agree with you. Even though I was sitting here, I could sense my leg was still trembling. But my question to you is, or to any of you, did you notice that my legs were trembling?
No.
No? Well, technically, I can sense whether or not I am being nervous. I still am being nervous sitting here in front of you today. But I know that in this room, there's only one Garda. In this room, there's only one me. And I know that I am nervous, but by, technically slowing down a little bit would help you. Well, that's on the technical part, allowing yourself to breathe more, also allowing your nervous system to also working on a slower pace. Scientifically, it works like that. It also helps you in any kinds of situation. And now, how to boost the confidence at the same time, because we are talking about being nervous. When you walk into a room, understand that there is only one Ratu, regardless of there are other people also named Ratu, yeah. But there's always just one Ratu, just like me looking at myself, there's only one Garda in this room. So I know exactly who I am. I am comfortable with who I am, and that is what I'm going to share with you all today. Because after you're being comfortable with who you are and understanding who you are as a person, that will make the nervous system also works and aligns with your heart and yourself. And others won't even notice, just like what I asked you mentioned earlier. Whether or not you noticed that my legs were trembling, you said no. It means, yes, I'm still working. Okay, I think that that is all, Ratu, from me. Maybe from Wilson?
Okay, spoken from a doctor, so definitely that is a very, very legit thing. Maybe I'll just talk from a ordinary person side. So first of all, I would like to correct you. You don't really deal with nervousness. You accept it. No matter how old we are or how long in public speaking we are going to be, we will always be nervous. And that is not something that you need to defeat. All you need to do is to acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you are nervous. Because the more you try to fight your nervousness, the more nervous you're going to be. Because now there are two parts of yourself that's trying to fight each other. Who is going to be dominant? The nervous one or the confident one? And that's not going to work. If you are facing a lot of audience, you need to be you versus them, not you versus them. That's not going to work. So my first tip is don't deal with the nervousness. That's the wrong mindset. Just acknowledge that you are nervous. That is enough. Once you know you're nervous, then you can apply Toastmaster Garda's tips, which is to speak slower, to take everything slower, to make your nerve system calm down. And it all starts with accepting that you're nervous and not dealing with it. Now, the second thing, practice. You're nervous with what? Public speaking, practice public speaking. You're nervous with meeting new people, practice meeting new people, because no one is going to start perfectly. But if you take that one step, you're already halfway through the journey. So if you don't want to be nervous, then two tips that I would like to conclude. First, accept it. No need to fight over who is going to be nervous and who is going to be confident. And second, practice with whatever makes you nervous. That's all. Thank you.
Wow, so kind of relating to what Toastmaster Garda mentioned here, right? So if you're nervous of public speaking, then you explore and try public speaking until you're not nervous anymore, Or maybe until you're nervous, but you kind of fake it till you make it, right? Okay. All right, guest Ratu, I hope that answers your question. I think we have time for one or two more questions. So anyone would like to ask? Which one, Toastmaster Garda?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Should I stand up?
Yes, please. Could you please stand up, say your
Yes.
name and your question?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Riani from Jakarta. First of all, I would like to thank you for both Toastmaster Garda and Toastmaster Wilson. Super helpful. I'm a newbie here. So excited. Maybe my question will be, I'm curious. You mentioned earlier that if you feel comfortable and if that's a topic not difficult to say it to your audience, that you, let's say like you are in the right topic to deliver for your speaking. But then in the different context, for example, you are comfortable and it's not difficult, but the thing is you have a lot of ideas that you want to say. Like it could be families, it could be friends, it could be romantic relationship, but you don't know like which one that you need to pick up. So based on your experience, if you face this kind of like situation, what you gonna do? So I think that's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Riani. This time I would like to maybe welcome Toastmaster Wilson first to answer the question.
Okay, so you mentioned something about struggling to decide which idea we are going to talk. And for me, I would like to reiterate what I said earlier. That's why we work on the message first. We want to talk about a lot of things, and that is the weakness of beginning from the opening. When you open, you suddenly think of this. Your mind is like a one way, and then suddenly there are a lot of roads coming from your mind. And that is what we are struggling. We want to talk about family, friends, love. And at some point, we realize that this is going to be too long, and there is no definitive message that I could give. So that's why if I were you, if I struggle with an idea, I close myself. What kind of message I want to deliver first? Okay, I want to talk about love. Then my story is going to be about love, and that's it. I'm not going to talk about family. I'm not going to talk about friends. I'm not going to talk about my diet. I'm not going to talk about my unemployment. So we need to decide first what kind of message we are going to give. If it's about love, then we will talk about love and our story will be about love. If we want to talk about something else, that is going to be an entirely different speech altogether. So no need to fit everything in one speech because there will be lots of opportunities you can take. So just take one topic at a time and practice. If you want to talk about different topics, then you can always deliver another speech at the end. I think that's all from me. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Riani or Suryani? Riani, all right. Thank you, Riani, for such a wonderful question. Well, I would also say, reiterating from my background, as a medical doctor myself, I would say that it is normal for us as human, we tend to overthink on many ideas or things, right? Like, for example, you're sitting in this room, you are thinking of many things, like, for example, how can I go home after this? What kind of meals I should have for dinner, so on and so forth. The only thing, well, one of the most effective ways to make it more, to make it yourself at ease is that write those things down. You already make yourself, your minds, your brains work hard enough to think of those ideas. And it is our job to write those things down. Because whenever we write down the things that came across our minds, it also helps us to really grasp and also absorb whether or not these are truly the ideas or these just, just an unwanted neighbor coming to our minds. Something like that. And by doing so, by writing down, it also helps your brain, your muscle to coordinate and also to concentrate which of these ideas that is suitable most to you. For example, you already have, like maybe Wilson mentioned about love, jobs, career, same here.
Family.
Family, love, jobs, and family. Try to explore and expand the ideas on each item. And again, you need to write those things down. After writing those things down, the most subtopics that you can write down, probably that will be the best ideas for you to bring it on. Because you can think instantly, just what I already mentioned earlier. If you think too hard, then you're going to the wrong direction. But if you can think directly, instantly, and you can make it elaborate as many ideas as you can write, that would mean the best ideas that you need to bring it. I hope that answers Riani.
All right. Thank you for the question, Riani. Hopefully that answers your question. And thank you, as usual, Toastmaster Gada and Wilson, for your answer. Now, I would love to accept more questions, but unfortunately, we seem to be running out of time. But I hope that today's session can be useful for both our members joining the contest and also for the guests who are open to learn about how to do public speaking, how to learn to be more confident. Before I close, though, I would like to ask these two speakers any closing statements, any one key takeaway for the audience to bring home with them. Could be anything that you said before. It's also fine.
Remember that there's only one you in this world. Go on, explore, and expose as many things that you can, and try. Believe me, you're already halfway there.
All right. Very great message, Toastmaster Garda. On to you, Toastmaster Wilson.
3 words. Write it down. Thank you.
Hey, you're taking the easy way out. But yes, that is also valid, everyone, because today, I think almost 30 minutes, right? We have this talk show. We have a lot of good notes for the audience, and I hope everyone here can learn from these speakers as well. And with that, I would like to close today's session with a very big appreciation for the both of you. I hope that both of you can come here again on at America Stage to give us some, lessons, some sharing as well. And for those of you who are interested, please, you can hit them up and probably ask more after this as well. All right, then with that, I will please stay here first because we are going to give you the certificate of appreciation. But I would like to welcome back our Toastmaster of the meeting to deliver the certificate. Please welcome Toastmaster Trisha, everybody.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikki. All right, everyone. So, what did you think of today's session? Was it good? Amazing. Wow. All right. Should we give the certificates first, or am I allowed to perhaps bring one person on stage to talk about what they thought about today's session, since it's still fresh as well? So I realize I asked a very difficult question, but I believe that it's already answered. What exactly is a speech that wins hearts? And I think I'd like to call one person up on stage to maybe give their impression. Or maybe I should just take someone out from the audience. I feel like we have one person here who is very eager. I was looking at the audience and seeing the ones that have asked questions. I think I'd like to ask the guy with the blue shirt. Is that a blue shirt or is that a gray shirt? The lights are quite blinding. All right. Would you like to come on stage and tell us a little bit about what you thought of today's session? All right. Let's give a round of applause, everyone. Okay, hello, what's your name? Erza. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'll call you soon to be Toastmaster Erza. That's the tradition here. So what did you think of today's talk session, and what kind of messages that you were able to receive from the session?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think that today's meeting was amazing. And of course, I wrote down a lot about the tips and tricks and also the personal experiences they have shared us. And one thing I think that will stay on my mind maybe forever. That's what TM Garda said, that there's only one you in this world, and you have to explore more. And I think tonight will be how to say that my turning point. And and it really changed my perspective of life. Actually, yeah, that's what
is
I could share.
amazing.
Yes,
Okay, thank you very much. What's your name? Sorry.
I'm Erza.
Amirza. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Amirza.
you.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Wow, that was truly amazing. So always remember that you are your own person. There's only one you. That is quite an inspiring message by Toastmaster Garda. Thank you so much for sharing. But since we may be running a little short on time, I will now be giving out these certificates to both of our amazing esteemed speakers and also our wonderful moderator who has led today's session. So I would like to start with our speakers first, and maybe, okay. All right, please, Toastmaster Garda and Toastmaster Wilson, here are the certificates. Little. Okay, this is for you. Thank you. And Toastmaster Wilson. Let's give a round of applause, everyone. Okay, perhaps you can stand over here. Okay. Actually, should we have? Well, we should. That's right. Make it into another all group. Okay. All right. Thank you. Do I also join? Okay. Go saya. Oh, join. Okay. Ini. Oh, terus sini aja. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So, as a member myself, I will say that I am quite inspired as well. It may seem like I am not nervous, but really, deep inside my heart, I'm still thinking, okay, what am I going to say here as the Toastmaster of the meeting? But just like what was delivered in today's session, I'm going to be calling back to whenever you're nervous, whenever you feel like, you know what, I'm afraid of trying this, just do it. Just expose yourself, and from there, the universe and perhaps you yourself is going to show that, you know what, it's not that bad after all. And the more that you do public speaking, the more that you perhaps feel more inclined and maybe a little obsessed with it somehow, because you get to be on this stage being authentic and being your true self. So I encourage every single one of you, everyone here, the guests and also the members, to expose yourself as much as you can, just like what has been delivered by Toastmaster Garda and Toastmaster Wilson. So with that, we shall close today's meeting, but I will now be giving back the control to our president, Toastmaster Nikki.
Okay, thank you very much, Trisha. I'll take over the mic. All right, thank you. There we go. Right. Then in that case, I would like to also, how do I say this? Go back to your See, that's the blunder, right? It's like Toastmaster Wilson said, it's not something scary to show your vulnerability, but yes, I would like to humbly ask you to go back to your seats. Yes, please. Please give them a big round of applause, everyone. All right. Can you go next, please, for the slide? So how was the session, everybody? Wonderful. All right. Of course, if you're interested in today's session is actually pretty special because we don't have this a lot. Today is Edusession because we're going to have a contest actually next year, as I mentioned in the beginning. Unfortunately, it is only for members for now. So for Toastmaster members, please make sure to learn a lot from our speakers today, our panelists, and don't forget to to explore and challenge and try your public speaking onto the contest stage. Now, for the first-timers, for the guests, for the members here, I hope you also learn how to battle your nervousness, like I think Karatu mentioned, right, for the nervousness. And I hope that you all have a little bit more courage to try to deliver public speaking or maybe to come here again to explore and expose yourself. All right, that would be the closing message from me. I do think we have quite some time, so I would like to welcome maybe one guest to come up here and answer some of my questions. Anyone would like to try and answer my questions up on the stage? Maybe the first timers? If not, I would use my privilege of this finger to choose. All right, may I ask from the side, maybe? You, sir? Would you like to join me on stage? All right, please give this gentleman a round of applause. I'll hand you over this, and maybe we can step a bit to the center. So, dear sir, who is your name, and how do you think about our meeting tonight?
Well, hello everyone. This is actually my first time. My name is Ges Gilang, I guess, what you can tell me. And what did I learn from here? I guess is a lot. And I'm actually very grateful. The first time I joined Toastmasters, I actually joined where they have this panelist session where you can learn a lot about public speaking and all. Basically, I really like the idea that Toastmaster Wilson and Garda said, especially Toastmaster Garda, where he said his perspective as a doctor, that nervousness, looking at it at the perspective of a medical system, it's all basically your nervous system and etc. So yeah, I'm a logical person as well, so that really helped me, maybe right now, regulating my nervousness. And other than that, I would also really like to mention the Toastmaster Wilson, where he said that you should open with your closing, and then working on the story, then the opening. All this time of my life of public speaking of 23 years, I actually got it all wrong. So thank you, Master, for teaching me the right way. And yeah, that's what I learned today.
All right, thank you very much, Kak Gilang, for coming. One quick last question. If you were to come here again, maybe in 2 weeks, would you like to join another session of ours?
Sure. I actually have been wanting to join for about 2 years. But the time never came. Yeah, and I just stalk you guys in the WhatsApp group, but I never joined. But this is actually my first time. I joined here with a friend. Yeah.
So you're joining after this, right?
If God
I'm
is
just
willing,
joking,
yeah.
no worries.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Agilang, for sharing your opinion. I hope I can see you again with
Sure.
your friend as well. All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. May I have that over? All right. All right, so if you are like Kagilang and his friend also enjoyed today's session, I would highly, highly recommend everyone to follow our Instagram. You can check out our meeting schedule, and also you can check out documentations, publications for today's event on our social media at mets.toastmasters. All right, next please. And of course, don't forget to follow Ad America. They also have a lot of very, very exciting events. And if I can add on, there would be a birthday celebration as well, right? I think for Ad America, they will be celebrating their 15th anniversary. So be sure to follow their Instagram and check out more of their events. Next, please. Right, so this is a little bit for our members as well. So we are looking for the most active role taker awards. So for those of you who are very active in taking roles, for example, like Trisha, you did the Toastmaster of the meeting, or Hanif as our timer. For all of you guys who would like to get this award, please try to be more active in role taking. We will give you a special prize at the end of the term. Ooh, what would that be? I will not spoil it now, but there are the rules basically here. But basically, if you choose the more difficult, more challenging roles, you get more points. We will tally up the points at the end of the term, and then we will choose the most active role taker awards. So don't forget to try yourself, challenge yourself on the stage. Now, for the guests, for new timers, if you're curious what this award is about, how do we do our meetings, our regular meetings, I mean, we will be having a regular session 2 weeks from now. I think 2 weeks from now, yes, on a Wednesday on the 17th. And that would be a regular meeting where guests can also stand up here and try what we call the table topic session. And that session is open for everyone, right? Because today it's more of a Edusession seminar kind of thing. In our regular meetings, you get to try to stand here and talk about a certain topic for 1 or 2 minutes. And that, as Toastmaster Garda and Toastmaster Wilson mentioned, is the opportunity for everyone to try out public speaking on this stage. All right, next, please. Right, so for everyone who is interested in today's session, like, oh, it's so fun. Like, how do I join and become a member of this Toastmaster Club? It's easy. You can scan out our link tree to find out more about Mets, or you can also scan that QR code over there to be connected with our Vice President of Membership / our very own panelist / champ for today. So you can also ask him directly how to become a member, how do you join this fantastic community, and also enhance your public speaking skills a little bit further. All right, next please. And that should be it for today. Like, it went by so fast, to be honest. Even as a moderator, I was so very amazed with our two speakers. Can I maybe request one more round of applause for our two speakers? Yes. So I really, really hope today's session can be useful for every single one of you. Remember, you all do not have to be a great public speaker, right? You all have to somehow be confident in what you're saying, be authentic, and also deliver the message that is true to you, right? Okay, so with that, once again, I would like to remind our next meeting would be on Wednesday 17th, and that the theme would be Christmas / New Year's. So if you would like to close the year with a bang, then you know where to go. So with that, I will close this meeting with the knock of the gavel 3 times. All right. So one more time, I would like to ask you to shout out our slogan to close it with a bang. All right. Have fun, everyone. All right. Thank you very much. And I will give it back to our e-guide, May. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanagita, the president of Metropolitan Toastmaster. Please give her a round of applause. And also, thank you so much, everyone, for attending our events for today. But before we close, earlier in this event, we have trivia quiz for everyone to join us via online platform. And the question was, is it true or false? One of the steps to make your speech engaging is to connect emotionally with your audience during speech. And the correct answer to it is true. Connecting emotionally with your audience, like speaking with genuine emotion, whether it's excitement, joy, or concern, is one of the steps to make your speech stunning. And shout out to Maulana Koiri from Instagram to answer it correctly. Lastly, to keep updated about our events, you can follow our social media. We are at Instagram, Facebook, X, and also YouTube channel AT America. With that, thank you so much, everyone. I am Meriska Putri. See you on the next At America event, and happy 15th anniversary at America. Bye. Boleh ke sebelah kanan aja? Yes.